Okay, let's do the beginning.
No, we don't have to do that. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the Poets Garden podcast. I'm Jordy.
I'm James. Wow.
And we're trying to switch roles here today because we realize this is a 50-50 operation.
And switching roles. Okay, yeah.
So
that's a good idea.
I'm going to have James energy, and you're going to have Jordy energy.
Okay,
Let's see how this goes. Yeah, well, I guess you're kind of fucked there, eh, Jordy?
You know,
shit.
You know, sometimes it's like that was great. That was a great intro. Thank you for taking the lead on that, Jordy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm really happy I'm not you anymore. It really sucked.
It was, I didn't like
having to be you. Holy shit!
I didn't like switching sides. That was weird.
I know, because I'm just as bad, right? But in a different way. That's fresh.
What was the other one? Juicy fruit is gonna move ya,
dude.
It's bound to get right to ya.
Dude, did I ever tell you when I was?
Gonna move ya.
Dude, did I ever tell you it was so funny? I was busking in Fort Langley. I was just on my own, and I was playing a song. I don't know what it was, but I remember I was like into it and I was feeling it. And then this group of guys walks by, and then one guy starts singing that like to make fun of me. And I remember I just started laughing, like I thought it was the funniest shit ever. It's funny. It's like even if I know someone's making fun of me, I still just love being it. Like I love getting the joke, no matter what. Anyway, so
Ooh lolly.
Ooh. Oh, that's my favorite Disney movie.
Right?
Shit.
We should do is talking about that, man.
Every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes ups outnumber the downs.
But
Not in Nottingham.
And
I'm inclined to believe. Definitely what we played. Juno. He stopped chewing. He stopped chewing and just stared at us. He's like, what the fuck, bro?
My sister could do the whistle.
Oh, man.
I can't do it. She could do it, though.
I've got that on vinyl. I have that soundtrack on vinyl.
And, of course, the Jungle Book. We had that album, too.
Oh, I've got that one, too. Yeah.
Well, I'm the king of the jungle, so the jungle VIP.
Yeah.
I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Oh, Ruby-doo.
That's good,
Wanna
man.
be like you.
You do the horn.
And to talk like you cheap. Talk like you cheap. It's true. Do you like me? Somebody they learn to be like someone like me. That one dude that's like strutting around singing opera.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like swinging his own, he's jump roping his own arm.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, I love that shit, man.
Shit, son.
Old school Disney.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That was the good
stuff.
shit. Yeah, that was good, man. Wow. That's some good energy.
Sorry.
Yay. Because you know what? You know what good energy reminds me of? Is LooPS.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Man, these guys have great energy.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I might go as far to say they might be the most intergenic. They might be the most energetic people that have walked through these doors. In
Passionate,
the podcast, man. Passion, but no, it's not even just passion, man. It's like sense of purpose. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely have direction, and they're following it full-heartedly. Exactly. And it's fucking amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because I struggle with that very muchly throughout every day. So
yeah, don't we all?
I really appreciated that. Yeah. It's positivity, man. It's like
fucking positivity, bro.
It's
That's why we had them on here, man. Because when they reached out and said they were coming down, we didn't even really have to check out the music even at first. I was just like, these guys are awesome. Like,
yeah, it was a beautiful thing, man.
Oh, it was a beautiful thing.
Man, like legit brought a tear to my eye. Like,
yeah,
you know, I've wanted to have that fire inside me for so long, and it's just been a dull little flicker.
Yeah.
You know, and like theirs is like they got like a blowtorch going in their system, man. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're saying,
jet
man.
fuel, man. But it's like natural. You know what I mean? It's not like they're on steroids or something. They're
right.
They're like naturally. It's the way that you should be.
Well, Well, hold the phone
I
though,
don't know
because
what I'm talking
like he was saying too. He said, like they're realists too, right? It's like it's not all sunshine and pancakes. Is that the right analogy? No, I knew I was going to get it wrong.
It's not all Fruit Loops and beer.
Fruit Loops. Oh, you're in our heads. Loops is in our heads.
No,
but he was saying like it's not all sunshine, right? There's bad days. There's forcing yourself to just keep going with it, right?
Yes,
and
but
so
that's the fire they have keeps them going, and it's
totally.
I fucking want that in my life.
Exactly,
man.
and that's great. Yeah. And here's what I'm trying to say. I really believe it's possible for you to have that fire, Jordy. I do. I really do.
Sometimes
and I think
it's there.
I think it's based on incremental choices and incremental steps, right? It's not just I'm going to just get back on the horse, right?
Yeah, no, it's small changes every day.
You know what's going to happen?
That's what
you're going to get back on that horse, and you're going to find out this isn't a horse. This is a fucking pony. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Or like some mule. Just cast aside. No, okay. I don't know where I was going with that. No, but that's what I'm saying. This is why you can't just make that decision. I'm going to get back on the horse. I'm going to have that fire. You know what I mean? It's small choices. It's small increments. Yes. So what I would do, give yourself props for those small choices that you've already made. For one, you keep showing up to do the podcast. Mm. Yeah, that's an incremental choice, man. And it's for me too. I choose to keep doing the podcast, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting on episodes again. I have episodes to edit and post and schedule. And there's a lot of days where I'm just like, you know what? I could just delete all this shit and just go about my life. I have those moments because it's selfish. It's like, yeah, I don't feel like doing anything. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to jerk off thinking about Jordy. I mean, oh, fuck. Oh. But no, I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm proud of you for doing this shit.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
that sounded
well, that's because I was thinking of
and the
something.
way you went, buddy.
I was really planning on saying something underhanded after that to completely take that comment back. But you know what? I can't think of anything. I'm tired. I can't think of anything, so I'm just going to let you have that one now. Okay? So I meant it. I meant it, Jordy.
You know what makes it hard to show up here every time?
What? What is it?
Is that?
Oh.
I realize it's all in good fun.
I thought it was your bunions.
I don't have a bunion. What is a bunion?
You don't have bunions?
What's a bunion?
I don't know, but here's the deal. I think you're probably the only person I'd be surprised to learn didn't have bunions.
I don't. I don't know what they are.
Hey, you know who's got bunions for sure is Chip Guy. I saw him walking again, and he is limping, Jordy. Something happened.
Bunions,
to Chip Guy. Yeah. If you guys have never heard of Chip Guy, he's a local character here in Mission. You used to see him walking down the street eating a bag of chips all the time. And because I'm very intelligent and quick, I came up with the name Chip Guy for him.
So it's right.
And he's just, he's been Chip Guy ever since. You know what? I don't know him at all, but I don't like him.
And yet, he's the bane of your existence.
I can't stand seeing Chip Guy. Not many things anger me in this world, Jordy. There's you drinking water, and then there's Chip Guy doing anything, just existing. So, man, so stoked to have these guys out. They didn't end up performing for us today, so there's no performance at the end. And there's actually no break in this episode either because they didn't have much time, or I didn't have much time.
It was just a powerhouse of flow and energy.
Just let the energy flow,
and it flowed, man.
So yeah, everybody check out LooPS. You can find all the information you need. Go to LooPS HQ. You can find them on their social media sites and everything. And
beauties. Couple of beauties, man.
Beauties.
Couple of beauties, eh?
Oh, you got it, eh?
Oh, for sure there, bud.
Oh, fuck yeah, eh?
They may take them for a rip.
They no hosers, you know?
Yeah, man, seriously, thank you for coming out, LooPS. You guys are awesome. Make me want to be a better man,
You want a Kleenex to wipe some of that brown off your nose, Jordy? I don't know what it is. There's a little bit of brown there, a little brown spot. I just noticed it. I'm not trying to be a dick.
What does that even mean?
Means you got... Really? Means you got... I hear you. And I second that, Jordy. Thank you to LooPS for coming out here and getting a hold of us because it was very cool. It was a cute meet. You know what I mean?
Cute meet?
It was a cute meet, wasn't it?
That's
It's like one of those
weird way to
spontaneous.
say it. No, I just don't even understand what you mean by that.
A meat cute or cute meat? What did I say?
Cute meat.
Oh, no. Sorry, it's a meat cute. That's what they say. Okay, that's it. Loops is coming up at you on the Poets Garden podcast.
Hashtag blessed.
Right.
Hashtag blessed.
How close should we have the?
Yeah, usually
About there, kind of, or-
about there should be perfect.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. Do I have all the cameras rolling? I was gonna check.
I love everything about this, man. I love this setup.
Such a great vibe.
Yeah, and you guys like that's honestly, I'll be candid, like. Just your guys' kind of vibe and it's very much kind of me and John. Like you
Cool.
just good dudes. You give off good energy. You seem
that's
genuine.
Yeah, man.
That's the big thing, right? There's a lot of phonies in this industry, and we just don't surround ourselves with people that we don't think are like good, genuine people.
Dude, totally. And honestly, that was exactly what we were saying too. Like, man, these guys seem awesome. Like as soon as you reached out there, which I was so happy you did.
Yeah.
And we are rolling too, so this
Cool.
is
Hey man,
This is
you
gonna be
can do
recorded.
whatever you want for this.
I was very. Oh man, that fucking monitor's in the way. Eh?
I know. I'm like,
This is like 6. Well, whatever. It's okay.
I'll
It'll be
sit more
fine.
like this. I want to be able to see that sweet face, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you too, man. Got that sweet ass fucking half beard going on like me. All right. Hey, Jordy,
Hey, brother.
you good to go?
Sure, man.
Everyone's good to go. Okay, yeah.
Your shows look so much fun, man. Like,
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
We at the end of the day,
people like
we know kind of the. I don't want to say limitations because at this point, because we've embraced it, it's almost become limitless again. But at the very beginning, we were told by everybody and their brother, and we still get told this 5.5 years into our journey, like, you guys get yourself a drummer. And if you got, I can't tell you how many times people have told us, if you guys just had a drummer and a bass guitarist, you would be the best band in British Columbia. Like, you would conquer this province. And honestly, there's some days where we feel like, hey, man, you go to a concert and the energy's there and it's awesome, and you respect the talent on stage, and we're like, we look at each other and we're like, hey man, if we had a drummer and a bass guitarist, like this would almost be like a shortcut at this stage with our experience and our connections and everything we've done. But it wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be authentically what we want to do. So
Right. Yeah, no,
we
exactly.
decided not to look at that stuff as limitations. And we were just like, if there's only two of us, then John is going to be the best loopist like in the world. And there's people that we look up to, and obviously Ed Sheeran's the ultimate high bar, where we've been to Vancouver and we saw him in September when he played here last year.
Yeah.
70,000 people, and it was just him and his guitar and his loop station, 6-channel, just like John. And
Sick.
we're like, you're gonna. And Carl Walkner is another guy who we've actually made contact with on Instagram, and he's amazing, and he plays all around the world. And it's just him and his loop station. He's just become a master on it. And John, if he's not at that level, constantly wants it. Like we both have goals of him being like the best in the world, and it's the same thing with me. I'm like, if it's just me being the lead vocalist, I need to give that energy. Like I really need to make sure we capture the crowd, and we both have taken a lot of pride in that. So I appreciate you saying that, because there's only two of us, right? We need to make it magical up there. Or
No,
people
totally.
are like,
see
"Oh,
the
two people, this
crowd
is
and they're
boring."
like,
Yeah, man. Like you had the whole
they're getting it. Like,
crowd waving at you too. I was seeing that. Yeah. It was good shit,
exactly.
man.
No, we've had some super cool shows just like that, especially recently. So we've kind of come to this new place where we aren't just putting on a performance just to pay our bills anymore. We're trying to make something that's memorable that people want to come back to each time that they see us play.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they see those things, that's like, oh man, these guys are putting on a show. Oh wait, it's just two of those guys.
Yeah.
Then it's like, cool. Why are they able to get a crowd like that? It's something different than anybody else is able to do. You know what I mean?
No, it's sick, man. Yeah.
Jeez,
No, you
I just
guys are
had an
onto it.
epiphany.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
Loops. You guys do looping.
Hey,
That's
there-
right.
You know what, man? It makes me happy though, because everybody just we're from, for backstory for anyone that doesn't know
A
us
little
that's
slow.
listening.
Sorry.
That's okay. We reside in Kamloops,
Right,
But
yeah,
neither
yeah.
of us are from Kamloops. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
grew up in Ontario.
Yeah.
John's from Winnipeg.
Okay,
And and we just met in Kamloops, so we kind of did it at the beginning as a kind of a wink to where we kind of started the act.
Yeah.
But it's 100%. Your epiphany is the reason. So at first we were like, what do we call ourselves? And we're like, Loop, because we use like a loop station.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of
Kamloops.
thought, we just thought, loops.
It's like
then
no-
We added the
What are
S to the end, and it changed everything.
Yeah,
I swear. It changed everything.
But there's a lot of
lupus,
there is a lot of little winks and stuff, because we have Easter eggs. We love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're both nerds with that kind of stuff. Pop
Yeah,
culture, you always get Easter eggs, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's some Easter eggs. Like if you look at the logo, I'm wearing the hat today, I think. You look at the logo.
Yeah. That's sick.
We always intentionally spell it with a big L, a big P, and a big S. S
Yeah.
and then 2 small O's. So that way it looks, when you write it down on a piece of paper, it looks like a name as opposed to just the word
Right.
LooPS,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of pops, it jumps out at you. But on the logo, we intentionally have like the infinity symbol even, because everything with the 2 of us is equal.
And you got the tattoo.
One
and
side's
Hey,
not
that's
bigger than
exactly
another.
right.
Shit,
Yeah, I got
yeah.
this a number of years ago now, but I mean that's the symbolism, right? It's
Yeah.
both halves are equal, right? So
Sick.
Kev's waiting to get his done, but he's
True, I
he's
still
on
gotta get
deck.
mine. I've
It's
been-
all
I've been
coming
slacking.
together like a giant enigma puzzle kind of thing.
Absolutely.
That's
and,
right.
and you know, you need like a yin and yang thing, like John said, like I think you need, when you want to be successful in this industry, and you mean people have done it by themselves, but at the end of the day, I don't think there's anybody that's ever achieved any reasonable level of success by themselves completely. Like there's a whole team of people behind them. And
Yeah.
you know, we're not signed to a major label or anything like that at this point. We're grinding, we're indie artists.
Yeah.
But we have always been able to rely on the other guy. So we always have that it's nice and peace to know that you have somebody else that's got your back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we trust each
Yeah.
other implicitly. So, and I think
Yeah.
that's because we, right away from the beginning, like every one of our songs that's written, you know, we've released like 14, I think, originals just to the world, like for streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Every one of them, if you look at the artist credits, it's all Fennel/Roy. And we
Right,
took
yeah.
that from like Lennon McCartney. Like no matter if
Oh, yeah,
Paul
yeah.
wrote the entire song, it didn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, Strawberry Fields, like it doesn't matter if it's written by John or Paul, it's Lennon McCartney, Lennon McCartney, Lennon McCartney. There was always
Oh,
equal.
Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo got the shaft. Ringo, you can put your little octopus
Yeah,
song too,
yeah,
buddy.
exactly. Every now and again, he gets his credit.
He'll
I've
slide
written
in
a
one of those.
song, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll put it up on the fridge for you.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. No one ever thinks
Yeah.
it, honestly, and I appreciate that though. Everyone goes, especially musicians, they always go, yeah, it's because of Loop Station, right? Of course.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
you get down to actually like in Kamloops or anywhere in the region of the central BC, and everyone's like, because of Kamloops. We're like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
Like we like Kamloops. Like
But like you were saying there, Kev, I mean, it's a wink. It's an Easter egg that we can kind of
Yeah.
like plant in there. That's
Yeah.
subconscious, especially in Kamloops, to everybody who's seen
Yeah.
us before out there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I'm going to go check out the show because they named their band after Kamloops. So maybe it's just hometown boys that I'm going to go out and support.
There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it.
Or you could take it literally, and it's like at the end of a letter, like Lou, P.S.
oh,
I didn't mean to send you that box of weird shit.
There you go.
P.S. I'm sorry.
P.S.
Give it more meaning.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Well, that's cool. I just want to repeat what I said at the beginning because I started getting all flustered when I started talking about you guys being authentic and genuine. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was. Getting too horny. Okay, here we go. Man, when you guys reached out, me and Jordy checked you out, and right away, just from watching a few of your videos, I was just like, holy shit, these guys seem awesome. They seem kind of like in our world, I guess, of just, you know, people being themselves, right? So, yeah, very appreciative of you guys because you guys are actually stopping in. You just played a show at the Roxy last night, right?
We did.
And now you're headed up to Vernon?
No, we're back in town again tonight. We're playing the Blarney Stone at 10 o'clock.
tonight's the
Oh, no
Blarney.
way.
Oh, shit,
So
right.
tonight's Blarney Stone,
Right,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we play from 10 till 10:45.
Yeah.
And then we literally after that pack up the SUV and drive back to Kamloops for 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have one day off, and then we turn around on Saturday and head out to Summerland.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Okay.
playing a show out there.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the winery at Violet Winery. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, we're like waist deep in the grind. Like we are
Yeah.
we're as deep. We're wading through it. Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
consuming everything, and it's good. We love it. And
Yeah.
Vancouver, especially, like so we I think a lot of musicians will appreciate this potentially, but we love analogies. We love things to kind of just kind of visualize, right? And like and draw kind of comparisons to, and it helps kind of get you through the tough times.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the things we've always looked at strategically with British Columbia for years now is we kind of look at it like, you guys remember the game Risk?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at BC as like a risk board. And we started out in Kamloops. That was our home base.
Yeah.
And then we started spreading out and playing other markets. And, you know, we got up to Prince George. We got a really good following up there. And each one of these, sometimes you can't go back to that market. Like we played Terrace last year for a festival.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get back there this year. Like you leave a little guy up there and maybe eventually you lose the momentum of that market.
Right,
But
yeah.
your important markets, you keep kind of nurturing them, like Kelowna and things like that, and the island and going down to Grand Forks. We've played literally everywhere now. The only place we haven't played in the province is Whistler. That's the only decent
Oh, okay.
yeah,
location.
that's the only one on our
the
list that we're
whole
like,
province.
that's the last one
That's
that we
the
need to do
last
as
one.
BC.
But
It's the
any other
silver
market
tuna.
that even has a decent amount of people, we've played there.
Yeah, yeah.
Note to anyone listening from Whistler, LooPS are we'll book there any day. We want to play
Booking
there.
at
There you go.
officialloops.com.
Silas, help us out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
From
Well, you got a
Whistler.
buddy up there. Hell yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
There we go.
there we go.
Make it good things happen.
There's always
already.
somebody who knows somebody.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
But we
yeah.
looked at it like that, and we're proud to say, like, we won. I mean, we've talked about it with you, but like we won, multiple like Readers' Choice Awards locally in the whole interior region.
Yeah.
We really established ourselves as like the best act in that region, whether it's cover bands, live bands, big rock band, it doesn't matter, country.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
really put ourselves at least in the conversation.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like the last big piece of the puzzle for BC obviously is the whole Vancouver region.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're very fortunate to have done things like the world record, which I'm sure we'll talk about a bit, but
Yeah,
like their
for
world
sure.
record attempt. We have amazing relationship with Kevin and his whole team at Live Acts Canada, who do all the major booking for ticketed shows downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how we get shows like the Roxy. And
Cool.
sometimes you get one shot at playing like the Roxy. But thankfully we do put on those shows like you discussed, and we get the energy, and people are like, okay,
Yeah,
we thought you were just going to be a duo like every other duo, but you're not. So
Yeah.
let's get you back next month, and then it builds. But it takes a while. Like it's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you got to be willing to come down, play for 45 minutes on a Thursday night, and turn around and drive home so you don't spend all the money that you made on Airbnb, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you, man.
We've also understood that it's a different mentality than a lot of people also do, right? They will stick to the region that they want to stay in. And then maybe once a year, they'll do a tour, or maybe once every 2 or 3 years when they have something big to promote, they'll do a tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas we look at it like, let's take every single piece of this puzzle and start trying to put them together. So maybe it doesn't start with, a massive following out in Prince George. It was our home away from home for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
But now when we go back every 6 months or a year or something like that, we're getting people out to that show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that kind of mentality that is different than what a lot of other different artists will think to try and do along the way. Right. But for us, we just think that it's like the easiest thing. And selfishly, like we also get to travel across BC.
Yeah.
Both of us not being from BC, like it is the most beautiful province in all of Canada.
Yeah.
And we get to do this for our job.
Yeah, we don't get sick of it. Like I still like I'm like, man, look at this scenery. Like let's film this
Yeah.
scenery. Let's put it on stories.
Oh.
Everyone's like, yeah, they know, man.
Dude, on the way here,
500 stories.
you're like pointing out houses. You're like, dude, look at that house over there. Look at the mountains.
Right. Yeah.
it's
incredible.
it makes the job a lot better.
Oh yeah, man. No, that's.
Right.
I mean, I want to come on the road with you guys now. Just
Oh
with
yeah,
your
man.
energy.
Yeah. We'll do an on the road.
yeah.
We'll do an on the road pod.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome, man. Come
Oh,
out to one of
that'd
our
be
shows.
wicked.
We're playing. We're just talking about. We're playing Revelstoke next weekend.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing this thing called the Mount Begbie Brewery. They're doing like a huge festival thing to kick off the season with all like the mountain bikers there.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
so they're having us come and play. We're playing for a few hours in the afternoon.
Sweet.
I mean, just zigzagging all over the province. It's fun, man, because we enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a truck driver and you do it because the lifestyle is decent and you like the hours, you like that you can control it and you can take on jobs when you want and you don't mind driving, that's one thing. If you're a truck driver and you love driving and you never get sick of it and you love podcasts and you enjoy being on the road for 12 straight hours, it's not work anymore, right?
No,
and it's the same
exactly.
thing with us.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are so happy. Like,
Yeah, man, we enjoy it. Yeah, I was just talking with a friend. Like,
grind it out every day at work, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so I don't want to misquote it, but I'm actually literally going to lift something from one of my oldest best buddy, Rob Garreau, from back home from Ontario. And I'm going to quote him on this because he told us this today. So we might need to fact check this anyways, but he literally had this conversation with him when we were stuck in traffic trying to get here.
Yeah.
And we were chatting with him, catching up or whatnot. And he's a friend with John as well. And he was like, talking about how admirable it is that, like we really love what we do and we don't feel like it's work. And he's like, that's the dream, man. And he said that, was it Japan? They don't have like a word that they use for work.
For work, yeah.
Because you're taught right from a young age to find something that you love and pursue that. So
Right.
that there's not that disassociation. Whereas like, I love my dad. I'm very close with him. And if my dad supports everything LooPS. So I know he'll hear this. So apologies, Dad, for outing you. But my dad used to tell my sister, me, my brother, like when we were younger, find something that you're really good at and be excellent at that. But don't do something that you love because you'll end up hating that thing and you won't enjoy it anymore. And it's because my dad, like I was born in England. My dad joined the British Army when he was very young as a teenager.
Okay.
Became
Wow.
a skills trade mechanic, a heavy duty mechanic. He worked for Cummins for years. Like he's one of the most brilliant people you'd ever meet. He could take apart a truck and put it back. Like, he's a genius when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought he loved being a mechanic my whole life. He loves he's like, no, I hate that. I'm really good at it. And that's an old school mentality. That's kind of how a lot of our parents and our family, like, that's a lot of people are raised that way.
Remember seeing that army vehicle on your little snippet there that you went,
you saw that video.
Yeah.
My dad worked on that in like 1981 or 80 or
crazy.
something.
Wow.
And but that was like revelation to me, and I love my dad, and I disagree. I have a 12-year-old son. I raise him the complete opposite. I'm like, the next bunch of years of your life are us together as a team, helping you find out what you really love, not what you enjoy doing, not what you're good at, but what do you love? Because time and repetition and patience, you can get good at anything.
Yeah.
But if you love it, you're never going to work anymore. You won't work another day of the rest of your life. And that's what it feels like what we're doing right now.
Oh, that's so sick, guys.
You remind me of my dad. You have that kind of like, he was a teacher. Right?
Oh, cool.
So you have the same kind of vibe. Like, he just says like passion.
He sounds like a great teacher
you're
too,
passionate about stuff, right? Like, I'm like, all right, man. Like, whatever, man. Like, but you guys are cool, man.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
appreciate
And hey,
that.
credit to your dad, because honestly, how many bad teachers we had in our lives that were just they were going through the motions, or maybe they were good at they were good at retaining knowledge and giving that to people.
Right.
But me telling you about a topic is a whole difference for me actually making you understand that topic and appreciate and know why that topic makes sense and getting it into you, because you might understand it differently than you do. And each one of everyone in this room might need a different method and way to learn something.
100%.
So a good teacher is someone like your dad who actually sees the bigger picture and sees things 3D, not two-dimensional. Because that's important, right? Like you can't just look at life like super linearly and just cut and dry. Everything's got layers to it and levels, and you got to be able to see things three-dimensionally to be successful.
No, exactly, man, exactly. Yeah, no, I back to what you were saying too about like, how you'll never work a day in your life again, when you actually love something. I was thinking about that too as I was actually editing some of the video, not the audio, because like audio editing, I'm not a big fan of. Just too many years of multi-track recording of myself. But once I get to the video process of editing all these episodes, there's not enough time in the day. Yeah. Like, and I feel that every single time that I sit down, and like, I'll like almost be late for work sometimes too. Cause it's like, I just want to finish that one edit so I can watch it back and just make sure, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how it is. And so that's why for me doing this too, like this is kind of like replaced my pursuit of music.
Yeah.
I used to, me and Jordy used to be part of bands. We used to play together and stuff. But for me, I just lost my heart and soul with it all. Like I just couldn't, I think it was every song that I was writing was always about a girl. Like the last few years of writing, it was just always about a girl. And then I finally came to a point where I'm like, I don't want to write a song about a girl anymore. I don't want to do it. And so I just stopped because, but I just wanted to relay, I love that drive that you guys have, man. Like that's so inspiring. Just listen to you talk.
But honestly,
right now,
man, you're doing it too.
Yeah.
Like obviously this video version is, so I hope people get to, I don't know if anyone can really appreciate like how awesome this room is. And this room to me is symbolic of you getting that concept. Like you're not just doing the podcast, but you're embracing the parts of it that you love, and you're really kind of diving into it, right?
Well, and you can tell just looking around the room, right? As soon as we walked into this place, it's like, hey, this is an oasis, and the best like possible compliment that I can give. Because you're clearly giving your heart and soul into what you're trying to do. You're saying that you're spending all these hours like editing audio, which you hate doing. That's like us writing out emails to maybe 50 different locations. Which one is going to get back to us and say, you guys can play for $300 or something like that. For us, we're like, are we going to do it? Maybe. Like, honestly, like that's the kind of like a mentality that like we definitely appreciate with others, right? So seeing that in the two of you guys, like Kevin was kind of saying earlier, it's very symmetrical. Like there's a lot of symmetry and a lot of positivity that we kind of see from you guys that we see in ourselves.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, cool. And just to clarify for like, if there's newer artists that are starting out their journey and they're just starting to gig and they're just starting to play and stuff, like we're also human. We're realistic. Like I love life in general.
Yeah.
I'll give a great example. I love my son more than anything in the world. Like I am hardcore. Like I was a big mama's boy. Me and my mom have an incredible bond, and I always want to be that to my son. Like his biggest fan. If he has a tough day, like he knows I'm the one person truly dad is always there. Like we have an amazing, John can speak to this. We have an amazing bond, me and my son.
Yeah.
Is every single moment and encounter with my son perfect? Right?
No,
like
yeah.
it's not all perfect, right? And sometimes it doesn't mean that I love him any less. It doesn't mean that I don't love being a dad any less. It doesn't mean every single day is perfect.
No,
It doesn't mean
exactly.
sometimes he wants me to pull my hair out. So it's like, I don't want to confuse anyone that's new to this and just think like, oh yeah, cool. I wish it was that easy for me. Like I get frustrated and I hate some parts of this job. Yeah, you know what? So do we. Like, I hate having to send all those cold call emails and or not hearing. You know what I hate probably more than anything, to be completely candid? I hate the fact that we'll go to shows and we'll do exactly what you said and we'll put on an amazing show, and the booker and the staff, more importantly than even the booker, the people that work there, that are there every single day when LooPS isn't there, are like, we've been doing live music for 4 years. You guys are the best act we've had. It's not just your talent. It's everybody had fun tonight.
Yeah.
We made sure that people stuck around to the end of the show. They all bought drinks. You made sure it was a different vibe with you guys today. Like we have to have you back.
Sick.
And the booker agrees, and crickets. And I'm trying to follow up and like, oh, sorry. You know, a month later, hey, I thought we were going to talk about our next show. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, we'll get back to us in September and we'll book for you for the fall. And it's like, what more are we supposed to do? Like, I hate that stuff about the job. That's not fun for me. Like, I don't enjoy that. But if you cling to what you actually do love about it, all that stuff, it feels trivial, and it kind of becomes water down your back. So doing the editing, I mean, you're in this, like John said, an oasis, right? And you kind of surround yourself with the stuff you love about doing it.
Yeah.
It makes all the other stuff just, it's not a big deal.
Totally, man. Totally. And I love hearing that from people too, right? Because, you know, doing all this for myself, you know, I kind of felt like a crazy person, right? It was like I was watching like my credit card bill go up.
I'm not gonna.
Like I remember Jordy telling me like, "Stop buying Ivy, man. Just stop. You have enough." I'm like, "No, just one more." But like there was so many moments where I'm just like, "Why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like I should just stop. Like I should become a normal person." You know, like I was having all those thoughts, right? So I really love having that like affirmation from other people,
man.
Yeah, it's fucking genius.
Like
man.
Steve Baez said, though, you build it, they will come, kind of thing.
100%.
I thought
Awesome
backwards.
style.
Like I was totally like, "What are you doing, man? Like this is nuts." Like
No, but here's the thing,
you're
though.
going full James again. Like
The way I look at it, man, no one's ever going to want like I always say our, because we're both so dialed in on like the same goals, but like Kevin Roy, myself, or John Fennell, like no one's ever going to want John's dream more than John. Even Kevin can't want John's dream of what he wants to get out of life more than he does.
Yeah.
You can't expect anybody to want it more than any of us.
Yeah.
So if you are dialed in on making sure your life is going to be as awesome as it needs to be, and it should be, because we're all the hero of our life story. So why would you settle? It's a choose your own adventure. Why would you intentionally go down any paths you know are going to end? Remember those old choose your own adventure books when we were kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you knew that you turn to page 54 and you're like, this is pretty telegraphed here. Like, do I take the nice path or do I just go, this is clearly going to end in disaster.
Right.
Why would you make anything not as awesome as you want it to be if you got to live in this life anyways?
Yeah.
So perfect examples being something like this. It's like, if I truly think if you put the energy into making it the best you want it to be, so you're fully happy and satisfied with the outcome, everybody else, we're all just extras. We're all NPCs, you know, we're all just, you know, extra characters in your story. So it's like, we'll naturally gravitate to it. If we see that you're happy with it, everybody else will feed off of that.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I put way too much energy into work. Because it's just I work with people with disabilities and stuff, and we make shit or we go mow lawns or like. But I put so much energy and thought into that I don't leave myself enough to, like, for artistic expression, all that stuff that I used to have like a drive for, right? So I'm thankful to have this little space too, because it gets me out of that zone of like just thinking about that.
Well, see, and there you go. I mean, it's all about like also tempering expectations, right? So like what you want out of it, right, might be something different than James does, right?
Yeah,
Same thing with us. I mean, fortunately, like we're very, very dialed and locked in with what our goals are.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that you can always look at and reevaluate and say, man, you know, we wanted 50 people to listen to our podcast or something like that by the end of 2025.
Yeah,
and here we are, probably, I don't know what you guys' numbers are, but I mean, like, it's probably better than 50 people have listened to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
like, totally, right?
Yeah, we've been,
for sure.
All that kind of stuff.
Like, we didn't really have any expectation at all starting this. In fact, I'd say there was probably I like a reverse expectation, or I don't know what you call it. But, like, we were so encouraged right from the get-go how much interest there was, and just from like the first few episodes we started doing. I mean, we still don't feel like we know what we're doing, right?
And it's super
we're just
scary.
forcing ourselves to keep going.
This is forcing myself out of my comfort
good.
zone. Like,
But yeah, like
That's how you grow, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Totally.
So like the only goal that I had like setting forth to actually do this was just to do it. It was just wake up and make that decision that you are going to keep doing the podcast, right? You're not going to quit halfway.
Yes.
You're going to see it through, right? Like wherever it goes, it goes. And yeah, we've had so many amazing opportunities to meet artists like yourself too, artists that we didn't even know were out there.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always loved too, is like whenever I would discover something new and then especially if they're local, I'd be like, what? Like, how come no one's heard this yet? So
Yes.
I would do that. I would share music to friends all the time. Like, check this out.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of like a more elaborate way of doing that for me now, right? Where it's like, I can get excited by the artists that I find and connect with, and then provide a space to actually showcase.
I appreciate too, and that's why I personally push back on anything you did and invested in, even your time or even your money into making this thing like the actual vision that you feel it should be.
Right. Yeah.
I see value in that personally, simply just because I think it's important sometimes for us to not just have dreams and goals, but to actually kind of broadcast them out to the world. Because it forces you, it kind of gives you take away your back doors. You can't just slink away.
Yeah.
If this was just you guys on the couch and you're just kind of doing it and you don't have the sign up and you don't have all the vines and you don't, you know what I mean? Like you're less pot committed. Like sometimes we have to push ourselves into situations where we test ourselves. And like you said, you kind of push yourselves against your comfort zone.
Oh yeah.
You got to do
100%.
that sometimes.
That's why I
right?
can't say this is a real 50-50 thing. Like James does
it doesn't
fucking
matter.
everything.
That doesn't matter.
I know you don't like me telling people that, but it's true, right? Like James does all the editing.
Can I even, I don't want to be out of line.
but I'm
you
just
can cut this
saying-
from the pod if you want.
Oh,
but
I will. No, I won't.
honestly, I would even suggest for your own peace of mind, dude, if he was cool with it, like I'm literally looking at like a little sliver over there just above the curtain. I would get something that you feel makes this your zone too, man. And
I've
it was
used a
that
lot
much
of
more
Kleenex.
like it's that ownership together, right? And then it's kind of
I've
like,
told my
hey
boss
man,
a
like
lot.
this is our thing and we're making magic here.
Yeah. No, that's true. I have
I'll
very
submit a few
terrible
ideas for
self-esteem
approval,
issues.
Jordy. Submit a few ideas to me
Right.
for
So you'll take it to the council.
go.
You'll take it to the council, and we'll take it to a vote. Take it to a vote.
Yeah.
The council of one.
It has to pass through all the legislation.
Yeah.
Make sure that your paperwork is in order beforehand.
Really,
Exactly.
you say, thanks for bringing it to the attention of the staff.
That's my classic reply to like any hate comment that I see like with this project. I just reply like with that every time. Yeah.
Hey guys, James here. We're outside the Penny again. I've been casing this place for about 4 hours. We're gonna go in and make another ad for them. They still have no idea. This is gonna be great.
Oh, yeah. Good disguise.
All right, let's do this.
I didn't even look before crossing the street.
That's all right. I did for both of us. Wow, look at this place, man. This is so cool. Look at these lights. Look at all the baked goods. So many cool baked goods. It's amazing. We got so much cool merch too. We make a great gift for a loved one. In case I've never said that before. This is a cool place.
Yeah, welcome.
It's my first time in here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I heard about you guys on the Poets Garden podcast. Have you heard of that? It's like a local podcast from Mission. Features like singer-songwriters and stuff. Ever heard of it?
No, I haven't heard
No?
of it. Sorry.
Okay, cool. And on there, they actually said you guys have really good gluten-free brownies. So could we try one of those? Cool new bags, too. I mean, I've never been in here, so that's it?
Yeah, it's everything.
Awesome, thank you. See ya. Dude, we did it again. We got it.
Dude, so nosy.
That was so insane, man.
No, you guys got a good thing. You guys got like a cool like Conan Andy Richter thing going on. I'll let you guys decide who's Conan,
Oh, okay.
who's
Wow.
Conan, and who's Andy.
I would never compare myself to Conan because he's just so intelligent, and I'm nowhere near that level. But Jordy has been called Andy Richter
He's been called,
before.
he's the Andy Richter of the region.
Yeah. Which is fine. Which is still a great
Oh,
compliment.
that's high praise. Andy Richter's
absolutely.
amazing.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
was also called Senator William Barr once because of my face.
yeah.
Somebody put up a picture of
Side
me
by
playing
side,
guitar.
side by side.
And then
Nice.
this old senator did, and they're like, I didn't know William Barr could play
That was on
guitar.
one of our music videos. Some random person commented like, "I didn't know Bill Burr played me," or what's his name?
William Barr.
William
William
Barr.
Barr.
I don't know. It
Anyway,
was funny.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was some stuff I wanted to talk about with
Sure.
you guys too, just because we are pressed for time because I have to pick up my daughter, so I apologize for that.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But I mean, obviously, there's the world record
Yeah.
for 9 gigs in 12 hours.
Yeah,
In-
nine
sorry, 9
concerts,
different
9
cities.
Yeah.
9 cities.
Wow.
Yeah. So how did this all come about?
It was at the tail end of COVID, and we had done some charity things during COVID just to stay relevant and give back to the community.
Yeah.
I won't go into too much detail on, but stuff like people can look it up. Like we did like a hour and a half fundraiser concert for like the Legion, during 2020. So that all the seniors that couldn't go to Remembrance Day could actually watch. And we did like 3 of them in the row at the same day.
Okay. Yeah.
And we enjoyed that. We did like a 24-day music advent calendar that winter. And it gave us like a taste of like raising money and using our skills creatively to help others. So we were trying to think of like, how can we level ourselves up and kind of make ourselves stand out from the pack beyond the fact that we stand out just based on our style, but how do we work? We also have that working against us, as I discussed. So we were trying to think of things, and I'm very goal oriented. I dream big, and I was like, man, we should like break a world record. Like I'm very competitive. I'm like, we could break a world record. And that's a crazy thing for most people to say, but I just have that much self belief. I'm like, let's find a world record that we can break. Let's just do it. There's got to be one. There's 40,000 in the Guinness World Record book. Like there's got to be something we can do better than anyone else on the planet.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thought as I say it out loud, but that's all right. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Awesome.
You understand where I'm coming from now, right? Where I was like shutting it down for a little bit.
He was. So John's like, well, I don't know, man. That's pretty mental. He's like, I mean, I'm not really like a world record kind of guy. Like, let's just pump our brakes a little bit here. But I'm like, we'll figure it out. So then with John completely wanting to be on board as long as it had purpose, which I totally appreciate.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's find a reason. So once I went through a lot of different records and tried to see like, what are the most attainable one that we could actually, it's within the realm of possibility. Can we do it? Who knows? But it's attainable. I found like kind of a few of the stamina ones, such as like the most cities playing a concert in 12 hours, 24, 1 week. And I'm like, some of these are kind of doable. And there's a record for towns that's still owned by this pop star in England called Tom Grennan. I think he did 11 towns in 12 hours. Oh, wow. But it was in England. And the towns only they had the same restrictions ours did, where it had to be at least yeah, exactly. Had to be at least 35 miles from location to location.
Oh, wow.
But they were towns, so they could have like minimum 3,000 population, and half of them only had to have 10,000 population. Whereas so that's why he was able to do more, because he just went from tiny town, like you said, throw a rock to tiny town.
I see. Yeah.
Whereas with our record, we found the city one. We're like, well, the city one's more attainable because a lot of the towns in BC outside of the bubble down here, they're spread out though. So you're 2 hours from the next one, or even an hour or 45 minutes, right? Because of the mountains. Yeah. So we're like, this isn't as attainable here. So let's go cities. The cities though had to have at least 30,000 population to be a city, and half of them had to have 100,000 population. Yeah. So we're like, this is doable. I kind of found a way to do it, but we need purpose. So then I'm very close with like the hospital. We did it for the BC Children's Hospital Foundation to raise money for them. I had a younger brother when I was a kid who passed away from a severe immune disease in the Toronto Hospital, the Sick Kids Hospital. Yeah. And at the time, I was only 18 when he died, and I was like, I made a pledge to myself. Like I swore, like, what are those like true, like, well, I'm going to do this one day. And I was like, I'm going to give back to the hospital one day, and not like I'm going to go donate on a fundraiser. I'm going to do something small. Like I was like, I'm going to do something big one day to really thank them for giving my brother some good quality of life for a few years when he was ill. And always had that in my stomach. And living out in BC in the band, trying to find purpose. I have 2 younger nieces who both have cystic fibrosis, and they spend tons of time. And I think actually at the time in like 2022-ish, we were working on our album, and my nieces were in the hospital, and I kind of just clued. Like I was like, oh my God, how did I not think of this sooner? BC Children's Hospital affects each one of the cities that we would be visiting are all equally impacted and helped by the hospital. It doesn't matter if where we live, where you guys are right now, and if your daughter had to go tomorrow, or if my 12-year-old son in Kamloops had to go to the hospital, it's the same children's hospital they would go to, right, if they need serious help. So I'm like, that ties a perfect narrative with playing 9 different cities. Now there's a reason why we're doing this record, as opposed to just Kevin's ego, which was the original reason. So we did it to raise money, and then at that point it was just, okay, we can do it. We found a kind of a path, got some people involved that would let us play at their locations. A couple casinos backed out literally a week before the attempt. Oh, really? Yeah, and we worked on it for about a year. And then thankfully, I drive a Ford, so shameless plug, but I drive Ford for a few years. And my dad and my family back in Ontario all drive Ford. So contacted my dealership, and they put me in contact with a few people down in the Lower Mainland, and they actually let us play at their locations, because it didn't have to be a bar. It just had to have like an elevated stage. You had to have a certain amount of people buying tickets. So we made it that each location with the 10 tickets minimum required to qualify for the record, that you had to, that money would go towards the BC Children's Hospital Foundation fundraiser.
Right, yeah,
so then
yeah.
once the momentum started building on this and people heard about this attempt coming, then the floodgates kind of opened and a lot of people were very generous and opened their wallets and their hearts.
Very
and
cool. Yeah.
We were able to get onto like the global news, and we had some pretty cool interviews with CBC radio, like a whole bunch of different things, articles that
Tons of
helped
articles in the newspapers.
spread the word a lot more than John and Kevin could have done.
And then at the end, we ended up raising $18,402, and we broke the record with 23 minutes to spare. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Did you have a police escort or something?
No, it was just us, man. If we had the traffic we had today getting to this podcast, we do not break the world record. That is a fact.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's cool, man. Well, yeah. Good on you guys, man. Like that's
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
freaking amazing, man. I got like a freaking tear coming down my face.
what?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
it was.
shit.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And honestly,
No,
I think the biggest lesson from it for me as a guy, I took it as my project, so it was me kind of planning it out, and I would say that by far, it was the ultimate example of like, kind of. We always have a mentality, and I really embrace this myself in LooPS, and I know John does too. Is like under promise, over deliver. So, you know, you get that expression with like carpenters, right? You like measure twice, cut once kind of thing. So we very much made it. So the whole time that we planned this out, I planned it for us to be done at 9 o'clock, not 10. We started at 10 a.m. and I wanted us to get 9 done by, and I refused to let a minute in my planning of it for down to the minute on this route should take this long. And I would run for like weeks straight when I was planning this out a couple months in advance. I would get up specifically and I don't even know if John actually knows how much detail I did with this, but I would literally at like 11:30, I'm like, okay, this is the time that we'll be going to, we would roughly be traveling from Langley to Chilliwack. So then Burnaby to Chilliwack. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to Google Map and I would get consistent. I have pages where there's consistent numbers showing
On like the day of the week and all this kind of stuff. I didn't know anything about this.
No, because I needed to know. I
crazy.
needed to know.
Yeah.
It's not me checking Google Maps at 10 p.m. that says it's going to be a 53-minute drive. I need to know it's an hour and 4 minutes roughly when you travel at the time we were going to be there. I needed to know that.
No
That's
kidding.
how I gave us that window, and I made it so it all worked to give us an hour buffer. If we didn't plan for that hour buffer, we don't break the record because life happens, right? And there's always going to be margin of error. So there was the ultimate example of never cutting corners, and because you know that I hate cutting corners. It's my biggest pet peeve in life. John knows this. I hate it. Like I hate it. And my reasoning is that if you shoot for 100 and you make sure you always do your 100% output, you don't even cut a little corner to make it 98. Things happen. It's almost impossible to always get 100% output on anything because life happens. And there's things out of your control. And if it knocks it down by 4% to 96, if you already cut corners to start and only give a 95% job, you're going to still lose that same 4% because of life. Now you're down even further, right? You're down to 91.
I'm the same way, man. No,
Right? And this was the same thing. And we ended up losing time throughout the day. We gained time at one point.
Case in point. I mean, like we lost what is that? 37 minutes.
Right around here, we lost all that time.
Minutes to spare.
We had time gained when we went to Mission partway through the day, and Chilliwack, and our stop you were mentioning. So our stop right near here at in Mission was the stop where we lost a little bit of time getting there, and we lost about 15-20 minutes on the drive back to go all the way down to Long McQuaid down in Delta.
Oh wow!
And it was literally that kind of back and forth. Richmond. It was that back and forth that cost us probably almost 40 minutes of our day. Wow. But because we gave ourselves that buffer, it made all the difference, man. It literally saved the attempt.
I think there is some type of anomaly that surrounds Mission though too. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone. Once you enter, like time changes and things.
It was weird, man.
Morph and, you know what I mean? Like
we encountered a little bit of it that day. We encountered a lot of it today. Where we're just at one point we're like, where did all this traffic? We turned a corner on a highway and like there's just houses on both sides, and it wasn't too far from here. It was right before the bridge. And it was like all of a sudden we were on like a standstill, and like 15, 20 minutes later we're messaging you guys, and I'm like, what just happened? Like we just
and then
lost
the
15
birds
extra,
just like freeze in the air.
I'm looking at my map on my GPS, and it's like we barely moved. I'm like, where did these cars come from? Like, why are they here?
There were no cars before.
There was no cars, no accident. We passed an accident. It was mental.
They came from nowhere.
I'm telling you, it's the valley for us.
man.
I love this place, man.
Oh, there was one other thing I saw too. I got very excited. I saw you guys open for Forest Black.
Yes.
Yeah?
That's right.
Man.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I saw the name Forest Black because I don't listen to a lot of music, really. I don't. But I saw the name Forest Black and I'm like, I know this guy. I'm like, how do I know this guy? And then I checked it on my Spotify, and there was the one liked song.
If You Love Her.
No, Foolish.
Oh, wow.
Foolish.
Okay,
cool.
it wasn't even If You Love Her.
Yeah.
Because I was going through
Deep
some
cut.
shit at the time years ago.
Yeah, man.
And that song came on randomly one
Yeah.
time. And I'm like, what is this? And I spent like days just with that song
Yep.
on repeat.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just cutting me apart every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And so that was so cool. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Like, how did that happen for you guys?
So, for anyone that doesn't know who Forrest Black is, you've surely heard his biggest song. He has a song, If You Love Her. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
passed like 1 billion streams recently. Like, it's a massive, enormous song.
Yeah.
Really
and-
big for like weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Right,
You know,
yeah.
your
yeah.
significant other, like whole bunch of like TikTok videos
Yeah.
all about it.
Only
So-
if you
Yeah,
love
yeah.
her, will you let her go? That kind.
No.
Oh, no.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. What have I done?
She'll love you if you love her like that.
Oh,
That's
got
how-
you.
There you go.
Take it. If she gives you her heart, don't you break it.
Okay.
That's If You
There
Love
we
Her.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most people have heard the song, but they don't know who the guy. He even leans into it with his social media. He's like,
Yes.
you know the guy, but you know you don't know me, but you know my song.
Right,
And he'll
yeah,
like
yeah.
go to random people like, you ever seen me before? They're like, nope. He's like, do you know who I am? They're like, not a clue. And he'll be like, have you heard this song? And they're like, oh my god, I love that song. He's like, that's me. They're like, oh my god. People freak out.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Forrest was on social media in end of October. He was doing his like his first headlining North America tour. He's open for like James Bay and like these massive artists.
Yeah.
But he'd never done like a headlining tour himself. So his label had him doing a North America tour, and he had an opener, this guy Murgy, who's like big on like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like the way he explained it to me and John when we met him was like, it's kind of like American Idol, but in like Brazil. Amazing, beautiful singer. And he's kind of our kind of genre of music in Forrest Black, kind of that pop, adult, contemporary kind of style.
Yeah.
And so he was opening for Forrest, and they wanted to have a local opener at all 24 stops across North America.
Oh, cool.
And what he did is he decided, because he appreciated being like an indie artist and trying to get that big break, he wanted to put it out there that everybody that wants to kind of apply for it, put up like a cover of one of his songs, post it to social media, tag him in it, and then explain why you think you should get it.
Sweet.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So we put it up there and we did like a cover of one of his songs. And then we ended up, we because we're wired the way we are, we weren't just happy with that. So we did like stories each day and post,
Oh,
being
yeah.
like, Forrest,
We're
it's
kinda
been a couple
harassing
days.
him a little bit.
You know, have you made your choice yet? If you haven't, here's another reason why. And
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
Forrest, we got an update for you. We're on our way to Vancouver right now. We're playing a show tonight at 10 p.m. at Blarney Stone. Then we're going to turn around at 10:45 and drive right back to Kamloops. And you know, this is the grind, man. This is why we're the perfect people to pick for Vancouver. And we did another one where we talked about the world record. Like
Yeah.
we just gave them every reason why we would be the right guys.
Dude, it was
So,
right around like
yeah.
both of our birthdays as well.
Oh
It was
yeah,
right
we're
in
like,
between.
this would be a great birthday present
It's like-
for us.
Oh yeah, we
my
leaned into
birthday's on-
anything that we could.
Oh yeah. We're like, this would be perfect. It's October 23rd is when you're playing the show. My birthday's October 15th. John's is what, the 29th?
Yeah.
We're like, so it's right in between.
Right in between
Happy
the two
birthday
of
to
them.
us, Forrest. And he fell in love, I think, with like us, our personalities as much as our skill.
Yeah.
And it was Vancouver. Like he played. One of his shows was Montreal, and that was probably the biggest, most personal one for him because he's from Montreal.
Yeah.
But other than that show, and the Vancouver show was actually bigger than the Toronto show. Like it was at the Hollywood Theater. There was 700 people at that show.
Right,
It was
yeah.
sold out. It was packed. So it was probably one of the biggest shows of his entire tour. Definitely his biggest one in Western Canada.
Yeah.
So for us to even get picked, I mean, there's a lot of people with label representation that were like a lot of people applied to do this.
Yeah.
And he picked us. We were blessed that he gave.
Yeah.
I think he just fell in love with our personality, which
It was
is
really, really cool. He had like a maybe 15-minute conversation with us over Zoom or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was incredible. It was really,
It was
really,
really
genuine.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
And he was a good
So
dude,
sick.
and he was like, I really like you guys, and I think you're genuinely yourselves, to what you guys said earlier.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not even just about your skill. I know you guys will do great. He's like, but I just want to give you guys, like, I like you guys. I want to help you guys along. So
Sick.
it was a big lesson for us because we've spent 5.5 years doing this. Like LooPS started in November 2019 as LooPS. We'd been playing together for half a year before.
Yeah.
And that's when we're like, we got the name, we did the logo. We're like, let's go all in, made some basic band rules, no Yoko Onos, things like that. And that was, but it's, so it's at this point, it'd been 5 years when Forrest picked us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a real eye opener. Everyone tells you this, but you just don't kind of realize how valuable it is. Like
Right.
you want to conform and you want to fit into different different shapes and stuff. And if you're a square peg, you want to file down the edges sometimes so you can fit into that circle hole because that's where you think that the music industry wants you to be. You truly just have to be yourself and just be who you are. And it really opened my eyes, at least. I can't speak for John, but for me, it was a major thing because we got picked because he liked John and Kevin. It wasn't just because we're better than everybody else. Because that's subjective, man. I can make the best song. Yeah. You could right now be like, man, when you sang that Forrest Black, like I love your voice. Like it was better than Forrest.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't think it was.
Oh man, never hold back when you want to give me voice compliments, buddy. Just keep them coming. It's like oxygen.
He can never get too many compliments.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if you guys could just do that a cappella, and that could be your version of the song.
A cappella. This guy's the lead singer. I'm just gonna sit back and
he's gonna sit. That'd be great.
Exactly. Just kind of like
things are good. This is great. Keep it coming, guys. I love these ideas. But I mean, yeah, like it's at the end of the day, like you have to just be yourself, organically you.
Yeah.
And actually, I heard something. I know we're running out of time, but just a little. It motivated me majorly, even just the other day. Yeah. And I saw this video, and it was like this rapper dude, and I don't even know who he was, but it was in this motivational thing. As you saw on our Instagram, I post a lot of stories that have like motivational clips.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I talked about it with John yesterday on the drive down, and it was like, he's like, if you're focusing on your friends that are nearby to you, if you're focusing on the people that helped you kind of at the start, that's important. Their opinions matter. But if you're making content, and you're making your music and your art and your content and putting yourself out there for the approval or thinking about what the people that are in your little bubble, in your city, in your town, your high school friends, even your province, your state, like you need to stop. You need, like, there's 8 billion people in the world. If you are just yourself, truly yourself, and not worrying about what there's a market out there for everything, dude, and for everybody.
I love you. Yeah. I've said that so many times.
Yeah.
There's a market for anything, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. But if you're worried about your friends, or if you're worried about anybody that'd be like, man, this is crazy. Why'd you put all this stuff up in your house just for this podcast? It's like their opinions they're not going to have weight regardless. No matter how much of an army you could build with the small people that been there since the start, or high school friends, or the people in your town, it's never enough to hit that true major success if that's your goal. And if that's your goal, you just have to unabashedly just be yourself, put yourself out there to the universe, and the people are there. Like the numbers are so staggering. Just be yourself. Because if you're not being true to yourself, it bleeds through. Everybody can see it. And that was the biggest lesson from the Forrest Black thing, was that we were just ourselves, and we had that by far to this point was the best opportunity of our career. And it was amazing. It was because he appreciated Kevin and John were just who we are. It wasn't just because we're good singers or we're good musicians.
Yeah. No, exactly, man.
Deep thoughts by Kevin Roy.
No, and honestly, I think that's a great place to kind of cap this too, right? Because that's what we saw in you guys too, just from checking you out briefly. I was almost getting kind of like, is it Lewis Capaldi?
Yeah,
I was kind of getting like that vibes too. Like,
that's cool, man. Did we mention this to you yet? So when everyone asks us, hey, tell what kind of sound do you have? And usually it's like radio. Believe it or not, you do radio interviews, and that's the first question. How would you describe your sound?
Yeah.
And a while ago, we kind of came up with a funny, creative way to explain it, but I think it hits a nail on the head. So if Ed Sheeran and Lewis Capaldi were to have a musical baby, that would be us.
That's what we do. Yeah,
exactly.
We'd
be the musical
with
baby.
The loop station, with the way that I look with the red hair and shit. like that.
Totally.
Like,
I could see that.
Exactly. Right.
So for anyone, talk about Easter eggs. So one final Easter egg before you let us go. Please go, if anyone does have the time, go check out the music video we made for our world record attempt. And when you go check it out, just LooPS, Last Goodbye, official music video. When you check it out, watch the shirts that we're wearing, because we made custom shirts. John has a custom shirt he wore for the whole attempt. I've hung it up now on like the rafters, like a jersey, like a game worn jersey.
Incredible.
But John's shirt says, it has a picture of Ed Sheeran, and it says, "Ask me about my 100 million Spotify followers." And because everyone kind of says, "Oh, John kind of looks like him." And my hair was a lot longer and out of control at the time. And beard a little bit shorter. And I had a shirt from Lewis Capaldi's "Forget Me" video, and it was literally him in his tighty whities sitting on the beach drinking like a glass of wine.
I saw that. Yeah.
And that's the shirt that I wore. And Lewis Capaldi, kind of a chubby fella. And I can't tell you how many people the day of World Record Day, as I'm like at the most stressful day of my life, by the way, just trying to focus. People are like, "I love your shirt. Is that you in underwear?" I'm like, "Hey, hold on a minute."
That's good shit.
That's
good
awesome,
shit.
man.
Wow.
Jeez.
So there you go.
Well, props, man. Thank you guys so much for coming out, man. Very cool to catch you here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we'll definitely catch you again. And yeah, maybe we'll hear a little live performance next time. If you
Yeah,
guys
we'll
feel
definitely hit it next time.
Yeah.
We'll always come back, man. And thanks everyone that listened. You can find us everywhere at Loops HQ.
Yeah.
That's where you can find us, all our social medias. And we're always stoked to make new fans. And if you found us because of the pod at a show or something, let us know. And yeah,
Sweet.
we'll do everything we can to spread the word too. This is a lot of fun, man. I hope some of our friends can come on here and meet you guys as well.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. We're always open to it. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It's
Thank
been a
you
pleasure.
so much for your
Great shit.
energy and genuinity. Is
Thanks.
that a word?
I think we'll make it a word.
Genuinity.
Make it a word
We'll
today.
take it to the, We're going to take it to the council.
Yeah. We'll vote on it.
It's called the callback, everybody.
All right. This has been the Poets Garden Podcast with Loops. Stay tuned for more. The Poets Garden Podcast is produced and recorded by me, James Donnelly, at the Poets Garden Studio in Mission, BC. You can subscribe and rate us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and almost everywhere else. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. To avoid potential legal action, the Poets Garden Podcast is not sponsored by the Penny Coffee Shop yet. So next time you're in Mission, stop by the Penny for a coffee or a gluten-free brownie and say you heard about them on the Poets Garden Podcast. Thank you for listening.